What's up, everybody? It's Josh coming at you from Nerd Avengers Tower, and oh my goodness gracious, great Aunt Marie, we've got even more juicy leaks and reports when it comes to the Kenobi show. We're going to get right into this. Of course, spoiler warning, these leaks have to do with the flashback sequences for the Clone Wars. There's some interesting things in there. I want to combine stuff that I've heard as well, and then I also want to talk about some interesting stuff being said about the Grand Inquisitor. So first up, this is coming from Making Star Wars, and I did see this pop up on a video from Star Wars Meg, so shout out to Meg for covering this. And so according to these leaks, there will be a flashback sequence with a young Hayden Christensen and a young Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan and Anakin. However, this is actually not going to be a Clone Wars flashback. Like many folks, including myself, had hoped that we would see something from the Clone Wars, maybe shown in live action, or maybe Rex, Ahsoka, you know, all of that kind of stuff, as that was a really big deal for a bunch of Star Wars fans. A huge part of why people fell in love with Anakin, even if maybe they didn't absolutely love the portrayal of him in the prequels. Clone Wars is a big deal, but according to these reports, that's not going to be what the flashback sequence is. The flashback sequence is instead a duel between Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi from around the time of Revenge of the Sith. And the context for this is incredibly interesting to me, as it is said that this is going to be something that happens when Obi-Wan is searching his memories, trying to find a weakness of Anakin's that he thinks he can then exploit in their second fight, because this is said to happen after the first encounter between Obi-Wan and Vader, in which it's not going to go well for Obi-Wan. It's also being said that whatever this weakness is that Obi-Wan derives from remembering back to that flashback is going to be essential in having him not only get the upper hand in the second fight, but it's going to make that line that Vader says in A New Hope about "when last I left, I was but the learner and you were the master." That line is going to be given new context because of what Obi-Wan discovers in this flashback. And frankly, to me, that sounds freaking awesome. This might have something to do with the Qui Gon Jinn character and the fact that we've heard that Qui Gon will be helping Obi-Wan like discover some weaknesses for Anakin or help him with his second encounter. And I absolutely love the idea of them as the younger versions having like a friendly duel, and then maybe Anakin gets a little bit too emotional, or Obi-Wan teases him perhaps about Padme, and you see him lose control, and that is how Obi-Wan is ultimately able to get the upper hand in that fight from back in the day. That's mind-blowing stuff. You know, something else that popped into my head about this was last year on May the 4th, there was something said by Ewan McGregor about him filming a scene on May the 4th with somebody very special and important to him, and I believe that time will reveal that scene to be the one with young Hayden Christensen and young Ewan McGregor fighting, you know, with this sort of flashback. I really do believe that we will see that in like the special features or the gallery episode, that they filmed that on May the 4th, and it was like a really big deal. Now, although this is awesome, it does also come with some disappointment, because many fans like myself wanted those Clone Wars flashbacks, man. We wanted Rex or maybe other clones played by Tamara Morrison. We wanted young Ahsoka and that element of Vader's character to be on full display as well, and it doesn't seem like that's going to be what's happening, at least in this sequence. Okay, now I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I heard different, actually. I heard that they would not only have their Clone Wars armor, that even a young Ahsoka would be there with them, and they got a different actor to play a young Ahsoka for a flashback sequence. But here's the thing, man, we are learning more and more each day that the behind the scenes of Star Wars for all these different productions is at the very least confusing, and there are mixed reports, like what just happened with the Darth Maul reports, right? The Hollywood Reporter ran this big article saying that Darth Maul was going to be the main villain. There were prominent people that came out and denied that, including Pablo Hidalgo and a source that they even cite in that very article. And there's just a lot of weird things going on behind the scenes. Like, for instance, the Vespa stuff and the N1 Naboo starfighter, that originally was reported as something that was going to be in Mando Season 3, and it ended up popping up in the Book of Boba Fett. So sometimes these things are sort of hard to follow, and with the use of the volume and those sound stages where they do a lot of this filming, you can get a lot of wires crossed, so we're not 100% sure. There could be other flashback sequences, or perhaps flashback sequences that were shot at one time and ultimately cut. But My overall take on this is that it seems really freaking cool because it feels like it's going to take all of those important lines from the original movies and give them a new context that doesn't necessarily break the canon. And that's really important. And I actually have a huge video that's probably going to come out tomorrow about my hopes and fears for the Kenobi show and sort of talking about what a big deal this show is for the Star Wars brand. It's really cool. So make sure you check that video out as well. But that is one of the things that I think myself and a lot of fans are concerned about. It's like, yo, please don't break the canon. Don't break the continuity. Don't do things too crazy just for the sake of having fun Star Wars. That kind of stuff matters to many, many fans. But guys, there's another thing that is being speculated by making Star Wars about the Grand Inquisitor that has me quite intrigued. Now, this isn't exactly a scoop. It's sort of like a rumor or a speculation that people have been talking about. But it is possible that the Grand Inquisitor is a much more important character in Kenobi than we first thought. And we may well even get flashbacks to Order 66 from his perspective, or see when he was a Jedi. I kind of wonder if there's going to be a lot more Jedi than we're hearing about in Kenobi and in other projects that Lucasfilm is working on. It seems like they really do want to introduce more Jedi around the galaxy post Order 66. Now, obviously, it's not a lot of them, and the Inquisitori is out there hunting them. But I kind of think this is something that Disney wants to expand on, and with the Grand Inquisitor himself going back and looking at his past as a Jedi and the intrigue around this third sister character and rumors that she might go to the light side or ultimately stop being an Inquisitor, I do think that there could be things set up in Kenobi that will be explored in later shows, maybe even an Inquisitor show or a Vader show or some other show that can explore what is going on with those Force users, and maybe some of them end up actually joining other groups of Jedi. So this is all juicy stuff. I'm super excited for it. I personally hope that they are in the Clone Wars armor when they fight, and I actually do hope for more flashbacks, more actual Clone Wars flashbacks, but I regret to inform you that according to Making Star Wars, that's not going to be in the show, and you might want to just kind of calibrate your expectations for more of a scene like the one we just described, which to me is still really, really good. So let me know your thoughts about all of that in the comment section below. Slap a like on this video if you liked it. It does help us out, and I hope wherever this video is finding you at, that you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I will see you in the next video.